Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I usually talk about business, entrepreneurship, and lifestyle related topics, so feel free to subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Today I'm filming a pretty exciting video. I've already hinted at this video in a few other videos on my channel and that I would eventually film it. So here I am officially filming it today. In this video, I'll be sharing how I made over $20,000 online in passive income through the use of print sites like Redbubble, Society6, and Teepublic. So I've posted a few videos on this subject before, but I didn't go into too much detail about my actual earnings on either of those videos, so I thought that today I should actually share what I earned so you guys can see that it's legit and hopefully it motivates you even more to start your own stores. Before I get into the back end of these sites and show you my earnings and analytics, I'll go over a few things. My primary source of income was definitely through Redbubble, so I definitely recommend starting out with that one first if you're thinking that you want to try this but don't want to commit to more than one website because it can be overwhelming at first. Ideally though, you should eventually get onto as many of these sites as possible because obviously it just broadens your exposure and it makes you more likely to earn more money. With this video, I also want to share some tips of how you can be successful on these sites and little helpful things that I think helped me earn some of my money and get some of my pieces to be more popular on the sites. But before I do that, I want to show you guys the actual analytics and income I made on these sites. So I'll show you guys the earning analytics for all three sites that I'm on, which is Redbubble, Teepublic, and Society6, but I will focus more on Redbubble because they have a lot more than the other two sites to show you and to show you how your store is performing, and also because I've earned probably like 90% of that income from that site, so I feel like I want to focus on it because I think it's the best one, at least for me. If you guys want me to do more in-depth videos about the other sites, let me know and I can definitely do some more research to find out what works on those sites, but unfortunately I haven't been as successful on those sites as I have on Redbubble. Alright, so let's get into the analytics and earnings. So you can see in the top right corner there is a money bag and that shows you a quick overview of your earnings. But if you click into it, you get an expanded view with a little more information, but Teepublic doesn't have too much in regards to analytics or reports for your earnings, so it is pretty basic, which is why I just did a short clip of it because that's kind of what you see is what you get. Now for Society6, you can just click in the top right bar again and go straight to your earnings. It will show you what's pending, what's been paid, and then kind of a previous history of each month that you have been paid out and how much you've earned. So it's nice that you can kind of see it all in one place, and obviously it's a little bit more information for you right off the bat than you saw on Teepublic. Finally, we have Redbubble. Same thing, top right corner is where you can find your earnings. I just clicked onto my actual dashboard where you can go into the specific sales history. So here you can see sales by work, payment history, sales history, and it's interesting that you can actually see how much of everything you've sold, a complete tally of it, and here I'm just showing you guys kind of what I've sold. Clearly some are more popular than others. So obviously my main source of income was through one print, which is very popular and it's called Blue Ocean Waves, but I still get a good amount from other ones, and I feel like the more time that passes, the other ones become more popular and I get more sales on them. At the bottom there you can see my complete sales history, which is from when I started, which I believe was about 3.5 years ago. So now I'm just going into the payment history. Here you can see what you're expected to be paid out every month. So it says earnings to be paid, which means that hasn't been paid yet. Pending sales, which means they haven't cleared yet. So technically you won't get that money until it clears, and then it'll move over to earnings to be paid. And then there's also canceled sales because obviously sometimes people change their mind. And under that you have your month-to-month sales, so it shows how much you've been paid every month. It's also nice just to see kind of an average of what you earn. As you can see, it definitely fluctuates. I think that summer and fall are my best months. A lot of people probably buy obviously home decor then, especially in the fall if people are going to college. and they want dorm decor. So another feature that I thought was cool about Redbubble that none of the other sites have is this dashboard. So it shows you your earnings summary for the entire year and how much you've made. It has it laid out quite clearly and easily to read. And it's just nice to see, you know, what's popular so you can post more pictures like that or in a similar style and what people are buying because it's your artwork. So I think it's nice to know what people enjoy and what they've wanted on different products. Next, we have the audience traffic sources. I honestly haven't looked into this too much in the past, but I can definitely look into it a little more and kind of what it means for a future video if you guys are interested. But yeah, like I said, I haven't really looked into this too much, but it's nice to know that you have access to all this information if you are more into the analytics side of things, especially if you're taking this more seriously and want to turn it into a full-time career. So obviously you guys saw all the different numbers there and they are in US dollars, but I live in Canada, so with the conversion rate I did earn a lot more than you actually saw within each website. I can just quickly show you the conversion rate on the screen here and give you a rough estimate of how much I actually earned. I'm just gonna add them all together and see. Sorry, I just have it on my phone here. So on Redbubble I earned about $13,485 US dollars, and then on Society6 I earned about $4,051, and then on Teepublic I've earned a total of $40.50, which is pretty sad, but I haven't really focused on this one and I just signed up a few months ago, so I feel like it needs a little more time to actually start doing as well as other sites. So that brings the grand total to $17,576 US dollars for my total lifetime earnings from all of those sites. So now I'm going to convert that to Canadian dollars and we'll see what the actual earnings I got were. With today's conversion rate, which was 1.4, which is obviously like a little bit higher than it's been in the past because of everything that's going on in the world right now, but it's still pretty good, I think. Like usually I feel like it's like 1.3 something. So with that conversion rate, it comes out to 24,637 Canadian dollars. I'd say roughly I've earned that much, maybe like let's say like 22 or 23,000 with the lower conversion rate. But either way, I think it's still an amazing number for something that I've literally put like no work into. You just upload it and kind of leave it and hope for the best. Obviously, like I said before, there's ways to make sure that your artwork gets promoted more and is more likely to be seen. But even doing that doesn't take a lot of time. I feel like it's definitely a good passive income source. Now that you guys have seen the proof that this actually works and how much you can earn, I'm going to share some tips with you guys of how to actually get some sales. So one of the most important things if you're just starting out is to post a lot of pictures off the bat. I know that for some of the sites it told me to post at least 25 pictures right when I signed up so that I have the best chance of actually having people see my artwork and popping up on the explore page or the home page. So make sure you don't just post one every few weeks. Just keep at it, and especially at the beginning, try to post as much as you can. Another one is to be consistent. So just like any other social media site, you have to be consistent in order to keep up with the algorithm and have people actually see you in their newsfeed or homepage or all that. For me, I think I post a few times every month now because I've kind of used up all my good pictures and I haven't been on a vacation in a while, unfortunately. So I feel like I don't have as many pictures to post as I did in the beginning, where I kind of had this huge inventory of photos that I had never used before. I'm still trying to keep it consistent, and I think at this point for me a few times a month is okay because I already do have a lot of designs up there. But either way, you should still be as consistent as possible. Another thing you can do is join Facebook groups that are dedicated to these sites. I'm a part of a few Redbubble and Society6 ones where people just post all their new pictures and kind of promote themselves, and usually people will engage on your stuff as long as you engage on theirs and vice versa. So it just gives you a little bit of free exposure and bumps up your posts a little bit because people are actually liking them. Now, another important tip is to make sure all of your images are optimized for the product. So I actually have a few stories around this point to show you how important it is to make sure your image and products are optimized. So the first story that I have about not optimizing pictures properly is when I used to be a lot more active on Society6. So that actually used to be the one where I used to earn the most money, but then they did like a website revamp, and when I looked at all the products, some of my images were no longer fitting them properly. So there was like white borders on a bunch of different products that obviously shouldn't be there. and you could just tell like it looked bad, and so that's when my sales started dropping from Society6, which is kind of annoying because then I had to go through and delete a lot of my pictures that had a lot of likes on them and re-upload them so that they would fit all the proportions properly. So I didn't do that to all the pictures because I don't know, I just didn't think it was worth the work at that time. I don't know, one day I might go back, but for now I think Redbubble is good enough for me. But yeah, just make sure to try to upload as large of an image as you can right off the bat in case they do have any of these updates, and then it kind of sets you back. And then another story about kind of optimizing your products actually happened to me recently. So Redbubble actually just launched face masks on their site, and they sent us all an email saying that they're now available, so make sure you turn it on for all your products so that you can sell that, which I think is nice that they actually gave me that email, so I had the opportunity to go into my account and select the yes button that I want to sell those. And I think that was last week that they sent me that email, and so I went on right away and set it up for almost all my products, and I've already seen like, I don't know, maybe like 15 mask sales since that, which is I think pretty crazy because usually when I've selected other types of new products, I don't see the return right away like that. So that just shows you the potential there is to actually sell new things that you might not have available right away, and that it's definitely worth kind of going through all of your pictures and updating them with the new products that come out. It is a little tedious to kind of go back through everything and set that product as available, but it's clearly worth it in the long run. And I think when you're constantly updating your product selection, Redbubble or any other site is obviously more likely to promote you because you actually have like the newest products that they want to sell available, and I'm sure not everybody is going through all their old pictures and setting up these new products, so it kind of gives you a bit of an edge and might bring more sales to you if you're one of the few people that have actually put your picture on the new products that they're offering. Now, another thing to keep in mind is that you can actually set up how much of a commission you're going to make from each product. Obviously there is like a minimum amount that you're going to make, and that's just kind of the baseline that's standard for when you sign up, but you can actually go into that section, which I can actually show you in a second. So I just thought I'd show you guys quickly how you can change your product pricing. So just go into the tab on the left hand side of your dashboard that says product pricing, and you can see the retail price that you have to sell it for. So this is not something you can change, but then you can add a margin on top of that. So whatever markup you decide is what your margin will be. So as you can see, I have mine set to 30% for all of them, but you can change them, make some of them more, some of them less, depending on what you think it's worth. I would recommend that you change this right off the bat because you do have the potential to earn a little bit more and not just the bare minimum, but it's up to you and you can do some testing. I know before I tried to mark it up a little bit higher and I felt like my sales went down, so I went back to a lower markup, but I feel like 30 is a sweet spot for me, and probably for you guys too if you want to try that out. You can mark up your products by whatever percentage you want. So I noticed that a lot of people had marked up their products on Redbubble, and mine were just at the baseline, and the people that had markups were still like popular, they were still selling, they were on the homepage. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to mark up my products a little bit more because I think my artwork's good and that people would pay a little more for it. But make sure to do your research before changing all your prices. I looked at some of the bigger to medium accounts and seeing how much they were charging on average, and I went for the middle number too. I definitely didn't want to be like the most premium product on Redbubble because I was worried that it would lower my sales, but I also didn't want to be like the cheapest product on there. So I'm kind of somewhere in like the middle to high end of the pricing, and every, I don't know, maybe like every year or so I slightly increase it, kind of with inflation I guess, and I noticed that most people do that, so it's kind of a good way to earn a little bit more money for every sale and not just rely on like the base commission. And then obviously some easy things that you can do that just help promote your work is to be active on the sites and engage with other artists and other content. That always helps. And then also just creating other social media pages for it, whether that's a Facebook page or an Instagram page, or even getting your friends and family to share it on their social media. I know I did that at the beginning just for a little extra support, and even if they don't buy anything, at least they can like your photos and help you out that way. So those are all the tips that I have for you guys today. I feel like sometimes it is kind of just the luck of the draw with posting on Redbubble, but then again, I think all these things that I mentioned definitely do help you get up there eventually, and sometimes it can be a slow process. I know some of my pictures really took a while to take off, but now they're getting consistent sales and obviously they're only growing, so just be patient at the beginning. I know I think I only made like I don't know, $10 or something in my first month, but now I'm averaging about $300 to $500 per month. So just keep at it and keep posting, and hopefully one day you'll get to earn a consistent income from this. I also want to say I think you can definitely turn this into more of a serious career as well. I'm sure that the people that are constantly on the homepage are making way more money than I am, and they're actually probably making a living out of this. So if you guys are really passionate about artwork or photography or graphic design, definitely sign up and take it more seriously, because I think there's a lot of potential there. Well, that was my video on how I made over $20,000 in passive income online through print sites. I hope you guys enjoyed it and learned something new. I really want to see your stores if you end up starting something, so you can send them to me in the comments and I'll check them out, give you guys some engagement. I'd love to hear what else you guys want me to talk about, and I can try to make a video on it. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos about all things entrepreneurship and lifestyle. I'll be moving into a new place soon, so I'm going to try to kind of film that process and film the whole interior design process of it. So it'll be a little different type of video for my channel, but I'm excited for you guys to see and take you guys along that moving and decorating journey with me. But for today, that's all I have, so I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!